Chopin was stranded in Paris as an exile after his homeland collapsed during his concert tour. His first public concert was a flop, leaving him holed up in his room, doing nothing but composing. Then, a friend talked him into checking out the salon scene. That's where things finally started looking up. He began making a steady living through lessons and intimate gigs. Still, he was pretty much just a well-kept secret among the salon crowd. But then one day, Liszt suddenly came down with a high fever and couldn't make it to a major concert scheduled for that night. "Liszt is out! We need someone on stage tonight, right now." The place turned into absolute chaos, and in the middle of all that panic, everyone blurted out the exact same name at once: Frédéric Chopin. Then, why don't you go out there? It was supposed to be your stage anyway. Everyone's expecting you. No, tonight it has to be you. Me? Don't be ridiculous. I'm not someone who stands on big stages. I'm the quiet pianist who plays in salons. That's exactly why you should go. Right now, only noble ladies in salons know your name. But your music, it doesn't deserve to stay trapped in a tiny room. But still, that kind of stage isn't for me. The audience, the noise, I can't handle that kind of place. All the more reason to go. This is your chance. A chance for people to finally know who you are. Salons aren't the whole world, Frederick. Your quiet music, Paris, Europe, the world needs to hear it. And so Chopin finally made his decision. He would step onto the stage in Liszt's place. At the entrance of the hall, he took a long breath. This wasn't a quiet salon anymore. This was a massive hall with hundreds of eyes waiting. Behind the curtain, he heard whispers. "Is that Liszt? He must be coming out soon. Tonight's going to be incredible. That silhouette, it has to be Liszt." But when the curtain rose, the audience froze. Standing in the center of the stage wasn't the man with the long hair or the commanding presence they expected. It was a quiet young man, a face you'd only see in small salons. He walked slowly to the piano and sat down. A moment of silence, and then the first note. The entire hall held its breath. The sound wasn't loud, it didn't explode. What fell from his fingertips was a whisper of music that Paris had never heard before. When the piece ended, the hall stayed silent for a beat, and then applause rose, slowly at first, but deep and overwhelming. Some wiped their eyes. Some whispered under their breath. "What? What just happened? Who is he?" That wasn't Liszt. That was Chopin. After that night, Paris began to speak a new name. Frédéric Chopin. When he first came to Paris, he was sick, broke, and utterly unknown. He'd failed on a public stage and he barely spoke in front of people. So he chose the practical path. He composed quietly, taught noble ladies, and played only in small salons to survive. It wasn't the life he wanted, but it was what he could do. And then one day, an unexpected opening appeared. A sudden request. A twist of fate that led him to a massive stage. And that night's performance took the delicate music he'd whispered in salons and carried it across all of Paris. That's how he went from an unknown young pianist hidden in a quiet room to one of the most beloved musical giants of Europe. Chopin's life tells us something important. Even if your life right now doesn't look like the life you wanted, if you keep doing what you can do, a door may open one day. And when that door finally opens, your music, your talent, might just change the world. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe, like, and turn on notifications.